Imagine that English is like music. You can't really learn to play the guitar just by reading about it. You need to listen to the sounds, to the rhythm, to the melody. The same is true for learning English. If you listen to English every single day, even just a little bit, your brain will start to pick up the sounds, the intonation, and the natural way people speak. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to understand every single word. At first, English might sound like noise, just a stream of sounds. But slowly, you will begin to catch familiar words. You might hear, good morning, coffee, today, work. And then, piece by piece, your brain starts to put the puzzle together. Think about how children learn their first language. Babies don't open grammar books. They don't sit with a dictionary. They just listen. Mom says, milk, and the baby sees the milk. Dad says, car, and the baby sees a car. Slowly, without translation, words become clear. You can use this exact same process for English. So let's talk about some practical tips. First, choose what you enjoy. If you love cooking, listen to cooking videos in English. If you're into sports, watch game commentary in English. If you're excited about travel, follow travel vloggers. Learning a language is not about suffering. It's about making it part of your life. Second, listen to different accents. English is spoken all around the world, in the US, in the UK, in Australia, in Canada, and so many other places. Every accent sounds a little different. If you only listen to one, you might get confused when you hear another. But if you train your ear with different accents, your brain adapts. It's like listening to different styles of music: rock, jazz, pop. Third, repeat short clips several times. Imagine you watch a 2-minute dialogue from a TV show. The first time, you just listen. The second time, you try to catch the words you recognize. The third time, you turn on the subtitles and check. This kind of repetition is powerful. It makes your brain more confident with sounds and words. Fourth, don't be afraid of not understanding. This is so important. Many learners think, I don't understand, so this is useless. But that's not true. Think about when you hear a new song in another language. You don't know the lyrics, but you enjoy the melody. Later, maybe you catch a few words. The same happens with English. Even if you don't fully understand, your brain is still working. Another tip: listen in different situations. On the bus, while walking, while cleaning the house. This makes English feel like a normal part of your environment, not just something you study at a desk. When you hear it everywhere, it becomes natural. Audiobooks are fantastic, too. Start with simple ones, like children's stories. They have short sentences, simple words, and fun plots. Later, you can move to more advanced books. The best part is listening while reading the text at the same time. That way, your eyes see the words and your ears hear the pronunciation. Songs are another fun tool. Not every song is perfect for learning. Sometimes the words are too fast or too artistic. But if you pick clear songs, you can read the lyrics and sing along. It's fun, and it trains your mouth to move like a native speaker. And finally, remember this golden rule: short and regular practice is better than long and rare practice. 15 minutes every day is more powerful than 2 hours once a week. Just like exercise, small daily habits bring the biggest results. So the first easy way to learn English is simple. Listen every day. Make it a habit. Surround yourself with English. Let it be like the background music of your life. Over time, it won't feel foreign anymore. It will feel natural. And that's the secret to starting your English journey the right way. Reading in English is another powerful way to grow your skills. When you read, you don't just see words. You also connect them with meaning, with ideas, with emotions. It's like opening a window into the English-speaking world. Now, the secret to reading is this. You don't need to start with big, complicated books. In fact, it's much better to begin with something simple and fun. Think about children's books or graded readers, books made especially for English learners. They have short sentences, easy vocabulary, and lots of repetition. And that's exactly what you need at the beginning. For example, if you read a short story like The Very Hungry Caterpillar, you see words like apple, pear, strawberry. They repeat again and again. And suddenly, without studying a word list, you remember them. That's the power of reading. But maybe you're not interested in children's books. That's okay. You can choose topics you love. If you enjoy sports, read sports news in English. If you're into fashion, read style blogs. If you like travel, read short travel articles. The important thing is that you care about the content. When you enjoy what you read, your brain stays focused, and you remember more. Here's another tip. Don't try to translate every word. Many learners stop after every sentence, open a dictionary, and look for the meaning. That makes reading slow and stressful. Instead, try to guess from context. Look at the sentence, the words around it, the picture in your mind. You will be surprised at how much you can understand without translation. Of course, if you see the same unknown word many times, then yes, look it up. But don't break the flow of reading for every little thing. Remember, reading is not just about words, it's about stories, ideas, and connection. Reading also helps you with grammar without even realizing it. For example, you might see sentences like, she is walking, they are walking, I am walking. Over time, you notice the pattern, and grammar becomes natural. You didn't study a rule, but you understood it through experience. That's how native speakers learn too. Another fun idea is to read along while listening. Many ebooks and audiobooks allow you to do this. You see the words and hear them at the same time. This connects your reading with listening, and it doubles the effect. What about newspapers or magazines? They can be useful too, but choose wisely. Some newspapers use very advanced English. Start with something lighter, like online lifestyle articles, short news in simple English, or blogs. Once you're comfortable, you can move on to more serious content. And don't forget subtitles. Watching a TV show in English with English subtitles is also reading. You follow the story, you see the words, you hear the sounds. It's one of the easiest ways to train both your eyes and your ears. The most important rule is consistency. Read a little every day. Even 5 or 10 minutes of reading is enough if you do it regularly. Over time, your vocabulary will grow naturally. You will notice words coming back again and again, and they will become part of your active memory. So, the second easy way to learn English is this. Read something you enjoy in English every day. Start simple, grow step by step, and let the language become part of your daily life. Reading will open doors, not just to words, but to new worlds, new stories, and new ideas. Listening and reading are powerful, but at some point, you need to open your mouth and actually use English. Speaking is like exercising a muscle. If you only read about it, the muscle doesn't grow. You need practice to make your speaking strong and natural. Now, the biggest fear most learners have is, what if I make mistakes? And the truth is, you will make mistakes. Everybody does. Even native speakers make mistakes. Think about little kids learning to talk. They mix words, they forget grammar, they say funny things. But they don't stop, and that's how they get better. So don't let fear hold you back. Mistakes are not the enemy. They are proof that you're learning. So, how can you practice speaking if you don't live in an English-speaking country? Good news. You don't need to move to the US or the UK to practice. You can create opportunities anywhere. Here are a few ideas. First, talk to yourself in English. It sounds funny, but it really works. For example, when you're cooking, describe what you're doing. I'm cutting the onion. Now I'm frying the vegetables. When you're walking, think out loud. It's a beautiful day. I see people going to work. This trains your brain to form sentences quickly, without translating from your native language. Second, use online platforms. Today there are many apps and websites where you can connect with language partners. You can find someone who wants to learn your language, and in return, you practice English with them. It's free, and it's a great way to meet people from all over the world. Third, join speaking clubs or conversation groups. Many communities, online and offline, have free English meetups. Even if you're shy, just listening and saying a few sentences is already a victory. Over time, your confidence grows. Another trick is shadowing. This means you listen to a sentence in English and immediately repeat it out loud, trying to copy the rhythm and intonation. For example, you watch a short movie clip. The actor says, "What are you doing here?" You pause and repeat exactly, "What are you doing here?" This is like training your mouth and ear together. It improves your accent and makes you sound more natural. If you don't have someone to correct you, don't worry. Technology can help. Many apps today let you record your voice and compare it with a native speaker. Even simple tools like your phone's voice recorder can be useful. Record yourself, then listen. Do you sound clear? Can you notice the difference after a few weeks? You'll be surprised at your progress. And here's one more important point. Focus on communication, not perfection. The goal of speaking is not to be 100% correct, it's to be understood. Imagine you're traveling, and you want to buy coffee. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need to say, "1 coffee, please." And that's enough. The more you practice, the smoother it becomes. Also, celebrate small wins. Maybe today you managed a short conversation with someone online. Maybe you asked a question in English at work. Maybe you ordered food in English when traveling. These moments are proof that you're moving forward. So remember, the third easy way to learn English is to actually speak it. Talk to yourself, find partners, join groups, shadow movies, use technology. Don't be afraid of mistakes. They are your teachers. Every word you say in English is a step closer to fluency. Writing is often the quiet skill of language learning. We talk a lot about listening, reading, and speaking, but writing is just as powerful. Why? Because writing gives you time. When you write, you don't have the pressure of speaking quickly. You can stop, think, choose your words, and slowly build correct sentences. It's like practicing English in slow motion. So, where do you start? You don't need to write essays or long reports. Begin with something small and simple. For example, keep a short diary in English. Every day, write 2 or 3 sentences about your life. Today I went to work. I felt tired, but I had coffee. In the evening, I watched a movie. That's it. Just a few lines each day can create big progress over time. Another fun idea is to write lists. Write your shopping list in English: milk, bread, apples. Write your to-do list: call mom, finish homework, clean room. These little notes may seem too simple, but they keep English active in your daily life. You can also try social media. Post a picture and write a short caption in English. Something like, "Beautiful sunset today," or "Enjoying coffee with friends." It doesn't need to be perfect. The goal is to make English part of your real life, not just your study time. What about messages? If you have friends who know some English, try chatting with them in English once in a while. Even if it's just, "Hi, how are you?" or "What are you doing?" It counts as practice. Step by step, you'll write longer sentences. Here's another useful trick. Copy and expand. Find a short text you like, maybe from a blog, a book, or subtitles from a TV show. Write it down by hand. Then, try to add your own sentence. For example, if the text says, "I like pizza," you can write, "I like pizza, but I love pasta even more." This way, you learn new structures and practice building on them. And remember, mistakes are normal here too. If you're not sure about spelling or grammar, tools like Grammarly or spell checkers can help. They show you corrections instantly, and you learn from them. It's like having a teacher on your computer. Writing also helps you notice what you don't know. Maybe you want to write, "I was excited yesterday," but you realize you don't know the word excited. Perfect. That's your chance to look it up and add it to your vocabulary. Writing shows you the gaps, and then you can fill them. One more powerful exercise is storytelling. Write short stories in English. They don't need to be complicated. For example, yesterday I went to the park. I saw children playing soccer. The weather was sunny, and I felt happy. These stories are simple, but they practice past tense, descriptions, and emotions, all important parts of English. And finally, keep it fun. Don't think of writing as homework. Think of it as a way to express yourself. Write song lyrics, write jokes, write notes to yourself. Write about your dreams, your plans, your favorite movies. English is not just a subject, it's a tool to share your thoughts. So, the fourth easy way to learn English is to write. Write a little every day. Notes, lists, diaries, posts, messages. Don't worry about perfection. Just focus on expressing yourself. With time, your sentences will grow, your grammar will improve, and you'll see English becoming part of your thinking. The last method might be the most important one. Make English fun, and make it part of your everyday life. Because here's the truth, if learning English feels like a boring chore, you won't stay motivated. But if it feels enjoyable, like a hobby or even a game, you'll want to do it every single day. So how do we make English fun? Start with entertainment. Watch your favorite movies or TV shows in English. At first, use subtitles in English so you can follow the story. Then, little by little, challenge yourself to watch without subtitles. You'll be surprised at how much you understand, even without reading. Music is another great way. Listen to English songs, read the lyrics, and sing along. Don't worry about your voice. it's about practice, not performance. When you sing, you train your mouth to move like a native speaker, and you pick up rhythm and pronunciation naturally. Games can help too. If you enjoy video games, switch the language to English. Many games have a lot of dialogue, missions, and instructions in English. Without even realizing it, you're practicing reading and understanding. The same goes for apps and your phone. Set them to English. That way, English becomes part of your environment. Another fun idea: connect English with your hobbies. Love cooking? Follow English recipes. Love sports? Watch sports commentary in English. Love travel? Watch travel vlogs or read travel blogs. When you mix English with something you already enjoy, it doesn't feel like study. It feels like living. Also, don't forget social interaction. Find online communities, join forums, or comment on YouTube videos in English. Even a simple comment like, "Great video," or "I learned something new today," is practice. It gives you a real reason to use English. And here's a big tip: reward yourself. Every time you reach a small goal, like finishing a book, completing a 30-day listening challenge, or having your first full conversation, celebrate it. Treat yourself to something you enjoy. That positive feeling will push you to keep going. Remember, the goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. If English is part of your life, progress will happen naturally. You don't need to study for hours like it's a test. You just need to surround yourself with the language and enjoy the process. So, the fifth and final easy way to learn English is this: make it fun, make it personal, and make it a lifestyle. Watch, listen, play, sing, share. Do whatever makes you happy, but do it in English. When English is not just a subject, but a part of who you are, fluency will come.